For our castle, we're going to need a ground to start out with. This is the horizon line. It's a line that goes from one side of the page to the other. I want you to then draw 4 vertical lines. Put a curve on top. Then draw a triangle on top of that. This creates 2 towers. Connect the towers with this type of a line. It's kind of like a zigzag line. Up, down, up, down. Then you can draw as many towers as you would like. Remember, it's just 2 lines, a curve on the top, and a triangle. Now that you have your towers done, go ahead and add a flag on top of each of the towers. That's a vertical line and a triangle to the side. After you've added some sort of a door, you're going to add a path leading to the door. We're going to use perspective, so notice that the lines go diagonally, outward, and it makes it look like we're heading towards the door. Add some windows in the towers and on the wall. These windows can be any shape that you want to make them. If you would like, you can add some big, beautiful, puffy clouds in the background of your castle. Now that you have your drawing done, grab a permanent marker and draw on top of all of your lines. We'll be using texture plates for this next part. You'll just need a crayon and a texture plate. Notice I'm holding my piece of paper in place with one hand right over the texture plate. With my other hand, I'm using my crayon, coloring back and forth and back and forth. Every once in a while, I'm going to need to move either my paper or my texture plate. This allows me to have that texture any place that I color. Let me show you another technique for coloring. This time I chose 3 colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. That way I know that they blend very well. I'm adding these colors, overlapping them, and creating color in all of the towers. For the walls, I'm going to use a combination of techniques. I'm coloring in a solid color with something that is a light green, I suppose. Now I'm going to take a dark green and a new texture plate and color over the top. See how that light green shows underneath? The dark green shows the texture or the texture plate. This creates a whole new look, different from the other 2 techniques that we've already used with our colors. From this point forward, you're going to use a combination of coloring. For example, here I'm doing my blending. I'm coloring a base light color, and then I'm going to take a darker color and only add it on half. That's going to show kind of a shadow. For the ground, or the water, depending on how you look at it, I'm using that combination of coloring in flat and the texture. Here I'm using blending again, so I'm going back and forth trying to figure out what might look the best for the space that I'm coloring. Finally, we're going to color in with one color all of the windows and the doors. You need to make sure that there's no white spots except for the clouds in the sky. There is our final castle. We used blending techniques as well as creating texture with crayon on our castle.